Hello mamas. I have not been on here in a while, so I thought I would jump on, say hello, do some chatting, say what's up. Enjoying this beautiful morning here in Maine, and it's a little bit chilly out, but it's 9 o'clock in the morning. My son's taking a nap. I've finally able to drink my first cup of coffee and come outside and listen to the birds just chirp away. And this beautiful hat, my friend, this is I'm not one to typically wear hats, but so my best friend, Nicole, who probably, I don't even think she knows that I do these YouTube videos, so she'll probably never see this, but she is obsessed with bumblebees, and she has them like tattooed all over her body. And her sister made me and her these cute little hats. Her sister like hand drew this little bumblebee on here, and it's so adorable. This hat's probably going to be dirty by the end of the day. I don't know what she was thinking, making me a white hat, but so yeah. So actually, now that I'm on that topic, so my best friend Nikki, she just had twins. She didn't just have them, they're 2.5 months old now, and they are beautiful babies. They are named Zaire and Aviana. Beautiful names. Hope she doesn't get mad at me for saying their names, because she doesn't want anybody else to take their names. But so they're beautiful babies, and she is blessed to have a baby girl and a baby boy. And so me and her have been best friends since I was, I think I ended up going to school. I think I started in Gorham in like ninth grade is when I went to school with her. And we've been best friends ever since. And when I was going through my postpartum, she actually did, she stayed here 2 nights with my son to help me out. And throughout like the whole experience, like, you know, she didn't have her kids obviously at that point, and she sorry if it's really loud because I kind of live on a road, so let me make sure when I go back that you guys can hear me okay, because I have cars that go by. So throughout my experience, you know, she kept telling me, like, when I would get into spot, like, I would, you know, I'd have dips where I would just get really I'd get really anxious, like when the weekend would come and I wouldn't have the night nanny, or you know, when I would start doing it on my own, and I would, you know, I'd have bad days, and she would always just tell me, like, Danielle, you gotta do it, you gotta suck it up, you gotta do it, like, you've gotta switch your mind, like, you've gotta switch your mindset, and you've gotta do like yoga, and you've gotta do this and that, and you know, she didn't have, like I said, she didn't have babies, she didn't have kids, and though I know that she was trying to help me, a lot of the times the things that she was saying to me weren't really helpful, because it's really hard for me just to like do it. Like, it's hard to just say, like, you just gotta do it, you just gotta like stop thinking that way, and you just gotta stop, you gotta switch your mindset. And it was so easy for her to say that, and a lot of the times I would get like really upset with her, and it would make me feel worse. And I think she expressed to me, you know, that she was getting really frustrated with me because she was tired of hearing me say like the same thing over and over again, and didn't think that I was like making or doing it, like putting enough effort into like trying to change my mindset. And so she was here last weekend, and last week she came here with her babies, and she's not going through postpartum depression. But, you know, she is a single mom, and she, you know, she's obviously, it's obviously hard with twins. Like, she's struggling a little bit, and she's, you know, she's realizing, I guess, you know, how hard it was for me. And I think that, so what she ended up saying to me was, which really touched, it really, like, I almost wanted to cry, and it really touched my heart, and it really made me feel really good, is she said, Danielle, I want to apologize to you. When you were going through what you were going through, and I kept telling you, like, you just gotta do it, like, you gotta suck it up, and you gotta do it, and you've got to, like, change your mindset, like, all those things that I was saying to you, I want to apologize, because that wasn't right for me to say that. And I see now, like, I have twins, and it's super hard. And she's like, and I'm not saying that it's harder, like I'm not trying to justify that it's harder because I have twins, but it's hard having a kid. It's hard doing it, and that was wrong of me to say to you, and I want to apologize to you, and I shouldn't have done that. And that just, like, made, like, it honestly almost felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders a little bit, because in the back of my head, like, as bad as it may sound, or as bad as it seems, in the back of my head, when she found out that she was pregnant, I kind of was like, I kind of hope that she, like, sees what I went through. Like, not that I would wish postpartum depression on anybody. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But, like, I kind of wished that she would kind of get just a little bit of a taste of what I went through, so that she could see, like, it's not that easy to just switch your mindset, or to just suck it up and do it. And I think that and I explained that to her, like, though she's not going through postpartum depression, like, that's the problem with postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety, is that people who have not experienced it, and who are trying to, you know, like, for me talking to somebody who hasn't experienced it and who's never gone through it, it's super hard, because, like, my mom's just, like, you know, she was getting frustrated with me, and my husband's getting frustrated, and it's just, like, it's so, like, it's hard for me to, like, explain it. But, like, if you're listening, and you're watching, and you have gone through postpartum, or you're going through it, you will probably understand. But it's so hard for people who have not gone through it to sit there and say, like, you just need to, like, do it. Like, it's so easy for them just to sit there and say, like, you need to suck it up, and you need to do it, and you need to, like, you need to get out, and you need to exercise, and you need to shower, and you need to, like, do this, and you need, like, for them to say all these things that you need to do. And yes, maybe they've had babies, you know, my mom's had children, she's had me, and she has my brother, but she never went through the postpartum. So it's hard for people who haven't gone through it to understand, like, what your mindset is. Like, it's not easy for us to just do it. It's not easy for us to just get out of bed and wake up and have a cup of coffee and get ready and change our mindset to positive. It's not fucking easy. It's not simple. It's not as simple as that. And that's what I'm trying to, like, that's why I want to be there for other moms who are going through, or who have gone, that are going through postpartum depression and anxiety, because, you know, having somebody, like I've said in my last videos, when I was in the hospital, and, you know, the nurses were, I'm gonna take a sip of this coffee. Sorry. So, you know, being in the hospital, and the nurses, I had mentioned that the nurses were, one of the nurses, and I had asked, you know, is this normal? Like, why am I feeling like this? Why am I crying? Why have you seen this before, and asking these questions, and I remember the nurse saying to me, in my 15 whatever years that I've been here, I've only seen 3 people go through what you're doing, and just making me feel like something's wrong with me, and that it's not normal, and that like what I'm doing is like just not okay. And I just can't stress enough like how much that it's not okay to feel like that. It's not okay for you to feel like you are not normal. What you're going through is not normal. That you're a bad mom. That what you're feeling is not okay. That what you're feeling is wrong. Like all those things they're not okay. What you're feeling is normal for somebody who's going through postpartum. And it's okay to feel like that. You need to express that. You need to be able to talk to somebody, and it's so much easier to talk to somebody who has been through it. And my outlet for me was having people on a Facebook group. I joined lots of Facebook groups that were postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety Facebook groups, and going through and seeing that other moms felt the same that I did, or some moms were even feeling worse than I did, actually made me feel somewhat normal. Like, okay, I'm not the only one who feels like this. This is okay for me to feel like this. I have other people that feel like this, and this is normal. I'm gonna get and seeing other moms who got through it made me think like that, like gave me a little bit of hope that I could get through it. So that's what my goal is to just be there for other moms, is to be if I, like I've said, if I can even just help one mom, if I can literally help one mom and be there for one mom, I feel like I've done my job, because I know how it felt to not have anybody that you could relate to and that you could talk to, and that felt like shit. It didn't feel good. And that's why I joined the 2020 Moms group, which is a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to maternal mental health and making awareness for it. If you have me on Instagram, you can see the different things that I've like kind of collaborated with them and done. Like they had Maternal Mental Health Week was the first week of May, and one of the things was sharing your story, and it was really, really hard, because although I do these videos on YouTube and I do like a podcast, my family doesn't know that I do these. It's actually kind of weird, I guess, for me to share with people that I know my story. I don't know if that really makes sense, but I don't know. It's just, it was really hard because like I don't have Facebook. I should rephrase that. I have Facebook, but I don't have like friends on Facebook. I just use Facebook for resources. Like I use it for Marketplace and for postpartum groups. But I don't have Facebook for social networking and stuff like that. So my Instagram page, I literally just have for people, like I just have like, a couple of, I guess, friends or people that I guess I would say that I kind of care about, but it's private, and I've never shared my link for my YouTube videos with any of my friends, with any of my family members, or with anybody on Instagram. And I guess because a part of me felt ashamed and felt bad for the way that I felt, and for what I went through and how I felt when I was going through postpartum. And so when I joined the 2020 Moms group, and we were doing and I did the maternal mental health week, the first day, I think it was the first day, was share a photo in black and white, a selfie of you in black and white, and share your story, because it was that motherhood wasn't black and white, that it is anything but black and white. And it literally took me all day, because there was no point in me being a part of the 2020 Mom group and posting it on my Facebook page, because nobody would be able to see it. So I'm not advocating, and I'm not doing my part if I'm not sharing my story, and I'm not, sharing their hashtags and making awareness. So it literally took me all day to write down, to type out my story, and to post it onto my Instagram story, where I knew that people would see it, that, I went to high school with, or that were, friends or acquaintances of mine that knew me, because I felt ashamed. And I was scared of what they were going to say and what they were going to think. But at the end of the day, I don't know what time it was, probably around 6 or 7, I finally just said, fuck this. I don't give a shit. I don't care what they think. This is a real thing. And I need to share it. And I don't need to be ashamed of it, because this is a disease. This was my feelings, and this is a mental health disorder, and I went through it, and I came out, and I'm strong, and I'm better now, so I need to share it. And I hit share, and I had such anxiety about sharing it, and I honestly got a lot of positive, well, I shouldn't say a lot, I got, I think, 4 really positive comments of people saying, how strong I was and brave I was for sharing my story, and that made me feel better, because it is super scary to share your story. It's scary to tell people how you feel, how you were feeling, or what you're thinking, or how you were thinking, because you're afraid of what they're gonna say about you. But I felt so much better saying it and getting it out and making awareness for it, so that other moms can hopefully, hopefully other moms that are feeling like that, they can somehow, feed off of that. I don't know what the correct terminology is that I'm looking for. Like, hopefully other moms can benefit from me sharing my story, and they can get the strength and courage to share their story. And that's what this whole purpose is. The whole purpose of 2020 Moms, and the whole purpose of me making videos and sharing my story and sharing my thoughts and sharing my experience, is to help people who are going through it, and to help moms, know that it is okay for you to feel the way that you're feeling, and to speak up and share with somebody. And if you don't feel comfortable sharing with, family members or friends, like I didn't, I'm here for you. If you want to reach out to me and you want to share with me, or you want to talk to me about it, because you shouldn't feel alone. You shouldn't feel ashamed for the way that you feel. No shame at all, because it is a disease. I shouldn't say it like a disease. It is a mental health disorder, and you can get through it. You can come out on top, and you can be better from it. So just know that, you know, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and you just need to make sure that you know, reach out and ask for help, and use whatever resources that you possibly can. And I will be one of your resources. Hope you all have a wonderful day. If it's finally sunny where you are, enjoy it. Because we are. My dog is. I don't know if you can see him, but he's over there enjoying it.